in the voice chat for you to see.
Oh,
You've already seen it, Taro.
I have? Oh,
Yep.
right.
Someone did redesigns for the six rangers of um, King Oger.
Oh, these look sick.
Wait, only five of them loaded. What the hell?
All six loaded for me.
What about you, Mikumon?
I got 5.
Son of a bitch.
Wait. Oh no, I'm blind. I forgot Rita wasn't there.
There we go. There's Rita.
Red, blue, yellow, black, white, and now purple.
So white is the sixth ranger. It's just for whatever reason, like it.
I know.
Yeah. But yeah, the designs for each one are based off their.
Their respective insect.
Actually, it's based more off their civilian modes with their insect, like parts of the insect, kept in mind. Like for example, like for red, the I guess shawl or whatever over his left arm, the one that he like the arm that he has raised up. He wears
Yeah,
that in Civi mode. It's part of his garb as king.
I see.
Same thing with blue and the jacket and the
So these are
boots.
basically hybrid modes.
Yep.
Uh, there.
I love yellow's cape.
Yes.
I found an unreleased. I found an unreleased team of Sentai Rangers. You want to see them?
Sure.
Yeah, for some reason it's 3D animated.
Also, the hilarity of a spider-themed 6th ranger having a can of bug spray.
Oh, that shit is hilarious.
Oh, that?
Should I be asking what his civilian mode is like that he has 3 arms?
So that is just a play on the fact that he is half Bugnarok.
Yeah,
He only
he's half.
has two arms in his civilian mode, but one of them is Bugnarok.
So basically, just imagine the arm holding a sword as an actual arm.
Okay.
Also, oh my god, Taro.
And because of the angle, I bet you're never going to guess which one I was.
Also, the Black Ranger here looks intimidating as all get out, and I love it.
Which is funny because he's not that intimidating. Well, I mean,
It's the Wild Force Black Ranger all over again. Gentle Giant looks scary as all get out in
no,
battle.
it's not that he's a gentle giant. He's a fucking goofball.
I mean,
Who,
technically, so was Danny. So,
who also, I should mention, is willing to betray anyone and anything in order to protect his country.
loyal to the homeland first, everything else comes distant fifth.
That and making sure that every single person is fed because his country controls the food.
Just take one look at this man and tell me if he's intimidating.
In the weirdest of all possible ways, yes.
In all honesty, I'd be more
You do
scared
not screw with a guy who has the straight up gall to be that level of goofy in public.
I'd be more scared of the Purple Ranger, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh yeah, she's a judge.
Exactly.
Is she also jury and executioner?
Yes,
Uh,
kind of. She is judge, jury, and I believe she is also executioner because they do make reference to the fact that she has executed people.
Rita is an unstoppable wall.
Fitting considering the country she lives in.
All right, off
I
to
say,
Cybertron.
I say unstoppable, but in all honesty, just give her a Mofun. That would sort itself out.
Mofun being a
Until it
stuffed
starts
toy.
talking to her and telling her to kill people.
Say that again?
Until the plush Mofun face starts talking to her and telling her to kill people.
I hate that you well while even knowing King Oger, you've guessed the possibility.
I've heard plenty of jokes about Mofun and Cast Ranger.
Which is kind of funny since
Besides, it's basic humor 101, like basic dark humor 101. Oh, this person is super enthralled with a plush or imaginary friend. Well, the imaginary friend eventually turns corrupt, starts telling them to hurt people.
oh my god. Does, does this actually happen? There?
It's more frequent than you think. There's
No,
literally a movie coming out with that premise.
the dance that he posted in voice chat. I have no idea.
Does this happen? Oh god. Did I
That
just
might
spoil
just be from
myself?
the end credits or something. I've seen that in like Transformers 2.
Well, King Oja doesn't have like the traditional like dancing end credits that Sentai usually has.
Might be
It's,
from a special then.
yeah, it might be from the movie.
Wait, aren't they wearing Earth clothes actually?
It could be from the crossover special with Kyoryuger.
Wait, they did?
Yeah, there was like
It
two
would
episodes
explain
where
the
Doug Dent
spin.
send them to Earth.
I like how everyone's wearing Earth clothes, and yet there's Jeremy still in his kingly attire.
But yeah, one thing I love about the world of King Oger is how each of the five, well, now six kingdoms contribute in some way to the community as a whole.
Indeed.
And Kensopa, the Blue Rangers kingdom, is the hub of technology. They've created pretty much anything you can imagine. Although they do keep most of it for themselves, but some things like communicators, viewing screens, stuff like that they've given out. Ishibana, the Yellow Rangers kingdom, is a kingdom of medicine and beauty. The most advanced medicine is studied, created, and practiced at Ishibana. with with the head with their best doctor being the Yellow Ranger. And the shit, what was the name of the Black Ranger's country?
Uh,
Tofu or something?
I think so.
Like I said before, that's where all the food comes from. And hell, the Black Ranger himself was a farmer before becoming assistant to their queen and then becoming king himself. Um, the Purple Ranger's country of Gokon doesn't really necessarily produce anything so much as it's where all the criminals go.
It's home of the justice system.
Yep.
Also, where you get snowmen.
Yep. In the Red Ranger's kingdom, Shugodum, well, it seems to be the central hub of the entire thing.
The political center, then.
Yep. As
I
for the
love how it feels much more like a living, breathing world to have them all interconnected like this.
mm-hmm. It is also the home of the Shu gods, the Mecca. Everything from the major deities to the minor deities live in Shugodum, with the exception of 5 of the major deities that stay in their respective kingdom. But yeah, and the 6th kingdom, Bugnarok. I mean, for a while they didn't really have anything. And the fact that it'd been like attacked and raided twice with a lot of casualties. But it does serve, it unintentionally served as a sort of community hub for the people of all kingdoms. During a crisis, they were all evacuated to the kingdom of Bugnarok, and lo and behold, everyone was getting along. Anyway, that's enough of that.
Millions of years ago, on the planet Cybertron, life existed, but not life as we know it today. Sapient machines that think and feel could change their shape at will. The Cybertronian people were a peaceful race for the longest of times, prosperous, intelligent, until pride and a lust for power divided them. And now they fight enemies who were once their brothers. Fast forward 9 million years, they find themselves on Earth, and their war reignites all over again.
Holy shit, that was awesome.
I have one last thing to get out of my system before we begin, then. Autobots! Transform and roll out!
Hell yeah!
The speech I gave before the rollout call was legit partially taken from the G1 first episode, partially taken from the opening movie of the War for Cybertron video game, and partially ad-libbed.
Nice.
Eh. I'm assuming no Jerry as well today.
I haven't texted him, so I
Um,
I'm assuming like he's busy.
Understandable.
All right, so yes, we're playing Transformers, but the window is very small right now. Give me a second.
Transformers Devastation.
We are officially in my happy place, ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between.
And if you're the king of the in-between, welcome aboard.
There we go.
Ah, beautiful.
I haven't played this game in so long.
Did you eventually get an Xbox controller that works for your PC?
No.
That might be a problem.
Yep.
Hey, at least you're not playing with the normal time pattern.
Ugh. Vanguardian!
Hello.
Hi guys, Jiva here. How you guys doing today?
We're doing good.
I've been looking forward to this game since yesterday.
Insecticons. Plasma energy also detected.
Insecticon.
It seems our theory
Why
may
are
have
they
been
here?
correct, Soundwave.
They posted
But
rain.
plasma energy is unstable. No Cybertronian has been able to tame it since the Golden Age.
Then stand back, Starscream, and watch me tame it as I have tamed you.
Oh hey, Starscream's right.
One of these days, Megatron.
Constructicons, use the kinetic shields to build me a perimeter.
And where will you be, Lord Megatron?
We have been given a gift beneath the surface, and I intend to use it.
Here, I got to save the day.
Megatron and his Decepticons are already here.
Man, you know shit's getting real when Optimus leaves the trailer at the base.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, you know it's getting real when he brings any of the Dinobots with him.
The humans are evacuated and our mission is clear. Save the city and stop Megatron.
In the original cartoon, the Dinobots were only really brought out when things were really going south.
Autobots,
they need that
I am all
strength.
right. We will rendezvous later.
Well, scrap. Looks like Bumblebee's dead. I'm still alive! Darn
Damn it.
What?
Alright, so, no controller. Fuck me. Oopsie. Alright.
Maybe instead of a Transformer, that should be your next priority.
Yeah. Alright, how's the audio sound? Is it too loud?
It felt good.
It's good.
Alrighty.
Like, the
What in
cutscene was
the
just
world
fine.
is all of this? Wheeljack? Come in. Is this Cybertronian technology?
I think so, Optimus. They're creating hurricane force winds like they're trying to sweep the city clear.
Whatever their purpose, there is more to this situation than meets the eye.
They got as many G1 actors back as possible, but there are a few notable omissions. For instance, out of the bots we've been introduced to so far, Starscream and Wheeljack don't have their original actor because, well, he's been dead for quite some time. Vehicon, Genericon,
Ground soldier.
Roadkill. Speaking of which, how is there not a Decepticon named Roadkill?
Also, Tara, you're gonna have to speak up, my guy.
As I was saying earlier before you joined Barry, I was going to make fun of how whenever one of my enemies is close to death, I just do that. I just do what it's telling you every time.
Ramming them in alt mode is fun.
Almost satisfying, I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, they're not lasting long enough for me to do that.
You're too strong for them. Your knees to tag pro tag.
Seekers!
Optimus, I got your back. Come on, scrap 'em.
Coneheads!
Oh, that's just...
Gotta use ranged weapons. Keep firing.
The
You'll
middle
fall
button?
eventually,
Really?
I think.
I think it has me die. Just attack.
Oh, damn.
You wanna know who the other notable omission will be?
Who?
Shockwave. Not because his actor is deceased or anything, but Corey Burton simply didn't show up. I'm not sure if they contacted him or not. The man hasn't really voiced Shockwave since the War for Cybertron commercials and animated.
Was he not in Fall of Cybertron?
Just 6.
Nope. Fall of Cybertron and Rise of the Darkspark. Heck, technically even in War for Cybertron, if I recall, Shockwave was voiced by Steve Bloom. This game also never got a sequel because Activision lost the license.
Which is a shame, because Platinum does good work.
And they were setting up for a sequel with Nova Prime waking up. Spoiler alert.
Weren't they also going to have Optimus Prime become a combiner?
Yes. Like I had told you before, this game came out about how at the point Combiner Wars was the active thing.
Yeah, I know.
There we go.
Mentioned before though, I told this to Taro, and I will say so here. This game is just the better version of City of Steel.
What's City of
City
Steel?
of Steel was an episode of Generation 1, Season 2, where the Decepticons attempted to cyberform New York. That plot ultimately kind of fell on the back burner as it took the back seat to Optimus Prime getting disassembled and the Autobots having to recollect his parts.
Right. Also, Jiva says, wow, a Transformer fighting action game? Never heard of it. I'm not that surprised, because as good as this game is...
Hey, I found something.
It's honestly more obscure. It's kind of overshadowed by its third-person shooter contemporaries.
Yep.
Which, make no mistake, High Moon's Cybertron games, they're really good. War 4 and Fall of Cybertron are fantastic games. I just wish this game got more love.
The only way I found this game was because
Optimus, look.
it was
Some
in
sort of
the
cache.
reduced price basket in GameStop.
Oh.
I still have my copy for the Xbox 360, but because I no longer can access Xbox Live on that thing, I have to renew that subscription, but I ain't paying money on 2 Xbox subscriptions at the same time. Well, I can't actually get the game to start, let alone access my save file.
Grimlock, no get through door. Need help. If I stay focused, I think I can get through.
Whew.
I think my second
I dodged too soon.
main
Sideswipe.
Sideswipe, yeah.
By the way, I'm thankful we got Sideswipe and not Sunstreaker. I basically have a permanent grudge against Sunstreaker, that yellow-plated traitor.
Damn.
Like, I want you to keep in mind, even his original G1 bio describes him as having sociopathic tendencies. Like, Sunstreaker was not a good guy.
Huh?
I was saying, like, I'm glad we have Sideswipe here and not Sunstreaker. Oh. Oh, I've seen those. Either you need to shoot it proper, or... Yeah. Sometimes they only react to melee, sometimes they only react to shooting, and sometimes you have to shoot it with a very specific gun.
Weird. Yo!
Yes.
Devastator is the first boss? What kind of game is this?
A good one!
Speaking of which, there's definitely some map shifting going on with the Devastator here. You could fit the entirety of Optimus Prime in truck mode inside of Mixmaster's abs.
If it grabs me, I am done
Like,
for.
the Constructicons should not be so big that Optimus freaking Prime could drive them.
Right on, huh?
Whew.
That should have just ended him. Come on.
Another time, Autobots.
Ready, ready, ready.
Ready, ready, ready. Go, go, go.
Hold on. I'm eating my lunch.
I love his idle animations though. Bumblebee definitely gets across kind of that more youthful energy. Also, while everybody else has designs as accurate to the G1 cartoon as they can manage, Bumblebee strays from that and looks more like his classic toy.
With distance weapons.
Like, spoiler on back and all. But one thing I was saying earlier, I consider this the better version of City of Steel because this game actually focuses on the cyberpunk plot, as opposed to, oh, Optimus is a severed head that now has to somehow sense and control his body parts and bring them back to him.
There we go.
Some other stuff I liked about this game's plot is how many references to the movie there are.
Ah!
Perfectly cut screams.
So, fun fact, Taro, Kremzeek was another G1 episode. That little sucker was basically just pestering all the living Cybertronians for about 22 minutes. It's effectively a bioweapon created by Megatron to invade the Autobot systems and short-circuit them from the inside. Snipers! I hate snipers.
I love snipers when they're not shooting at me, because I tend to be a sniper.
That's more or less what I meant. I hate being shot at by them.
Hi, Doc Ock.
We'll have to destroy that claw.
Giant mechanical stuff.
Oh! Bad time to pick up my food. Alright.
Also, I swear, the claw itself looks like the one Scorponok has.
That claw.
Just attached to a Doc Ock arm. Okay, next time I'm over, we gotta just do another session of this game.
Yeah,
I'll
preferably
even
with a
bring my own
controller.
controller if I have to. Yeah, we have the same brain was like there, preferably with a controller. I will bring my own if I have to. Like, you think I'm joking, but I'm not. I have two of them up here.
Well, I get paid on Friday. So I should be able, like, I want to save as much as I can for Saturday.
Also, I'm just gonna put this out there. That original G1 style transforming sound is like friggin' ear candy.
Megatron, what is the meaning of this?
Optimus, come to save the day, I presume?
I am here to stop you from destroying the city.
Stop me? Oh, Prime, you have no idea what you're really up against, do you? Who is really behind this?
This is our home now, Megatron. We should respect it.
No matter, Prime. I have no interest in destroying Earth. But I'm not opposed to making a few, shall we say, improvements?
Bumblebee, you've got to break through Megatron's shield.
Finally, on the last of 4 ads. I hate these ads. So anyways, one thing I was getting at, this game's plot in multiple spots actually references the events of the movie, despite them not being yet in the timeline. The biggest reasons why I could say that hasn't happened yet is because all 3 Seekers, Megatron and Wheeljack, are still alive.
Woo!
This is a rush.
What in Cybertron's name? Autobots, Megatron is headed for that steel tower. Move out.
Oh my god. Top Turners.
Megatron is out there somewhere.
Follow me.
So, Fair, you know how I've occasionally mentioned that Lethone was retconned into being a Cybertronian colony world?
Mm-hmm.
This is the game that made that retcon.
Oh.
It's
Interesting.
in the various like collectible logs you can find. What happened was, while they were running low on supplies, Nova Prime's ship landed on a strange planet that had plentiful resources but no living beings. After spending time on that planet, they were acting strangely, Nova Prime and crew. Ultimately, they started behaving much like modern-day Decepticons.
Megatron, what are you planning?
It's hinted at and implied through how everything is described that the planet they stopped on for supplies was Unicron.
I remember that.
And after their attitude changed, they started cyberforming inhabited planets. Or would have had Kranix not had a crisis of conscience and sabotaged the mission. Not because he particularly cared for this planet of fleshlings, but because he remembered the rules and was like, they are still living beings, we can't do that to them. So he sabotaged their ship, caused it to crash, and he escaped back to Lethone in a pod.
If you use the wind current, you should be able to jump higher than usual.
Sometime millions of years later, that same weird planet would find him again, whether it knew it or not.
There.
Yes?
I'll be going. I'll see you.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Everything okay?
No, it is. It's possible that Friday might not be Kyodra Day.
Oh.
So,
Okie dokie.
so if I'm not back, enjoy this kingdom.
We will.
See you later, man.
Without further ado, bye. Without further ado, okay, what's up?
Yeah, I need to
still
get
kinda-
like an Xbox One controller.
Still kind of funny when you think about it. With that in mind, whether Unicron realized it or not, he found Kranix again.
Yeah.
This wind current is too strong to pass through, even in
It also makes more sense now why Unicron attacked Lethon in the first place, with it recontextualized as a Cybertronian colony.
Oh!
Oop, yellow one.
Alright. So if we're gonna give names to...
Sideswipe, no need to hold back.
So I'm assuming the blue ones are roadkill. What's this new one called?
I want to say pile up for one of the bigger guys. So maybe Road Rat?
Okay. The Seekers don't get names because they're Seekers.
That you're all. Sideswipe, now.
No, that's where all the thieves go. Hello, Overkill!
Fuck.
This is funny because there actually is a Decepticon with that name. He's typically seen partnered with a fellow dinosaur cassette slugfest.
The orange dot on your map marks your destination. Reach it to complete your mission.
Makes me wonder why you're collecting those. The Autobots would likely not want to touch one of those ever again.
Make sure they don't cause any more damage.
Most likely. So, fun fact, there was DLC for this game back before it got unlisted.
Really?
It was mostly for new weapons, but it also had some alternate skins for each character.
I think I remember that, actually.
Each playable one, I mean. Except for Grimlock. Neo the One quotes Optimus Prime, "Freedom is the right of all sentient beings." Which, funny enough, before Optimus ever said it in the 07 movie, the only version of Optimus to ever say that was Optimus Primal in Beast Wars. Which I find hilarious. Optimus Prime's quote is actually said by Optimus Primal before Optimus Prime ever did. At least on TV screen. The first movie, 07. Beast Wars came out in 96.
Okay, what the hell am I supposed to do? Oy, oy, oy.
If you mean the 1986 movie, then I can definitively say no, he didn't. I have that movie memorized.
He does.
And on DVD. A lot of Prime's other recorded lines come from there, just not that one. You specified 2007. That's why I reiterate, Beast Wars came out in 1996. And the point Optimus Primal says it was closer to 98. Which reiterates my point. Optimus Prime's catchphrase was said by Optimus Primal first. Though, to be fair, at the time, he also had Optimus Prime's spark inside of him, so you could attribute it to them both.
Yep. Okay.
If you want my to put the ground pound that spot.
Alright, let's try it again then.
This wind current is too strong to pass through, even in vehicle mode. You will have to find another route for now.
all enemies reach gold, and you must have missed an enemy.
Yep. Oh, damn it.
Hey, watch the paint! Out of the way, blockhead!
Isn't Optimus Prime a Boy Scout? I'm surprised people don't call him boring like they do Superman or Captain America. That, honestly, yes, sort of. It depends on the iteration of Optimus.
Also, the people that call Superman and Captain America boring clearly don't understand the character. Just
Much in
saying.
the same way Michael Bay doesn't understand Optimus Prime. Unfortunately, most people only see the Bayverse when they think of Transformers, so we've got a long way to go to rebuild that reputation. Because Transformers is actually good, guys, I swear.
It's not just explosions and hot chicks.
There's actual good stories and characters here, I promise. I very much agree with you, Neo. He says people people love Optimus Prime killing and Bayformers, but that's not Optimus Prime. Thank you. I've been doing this for the last few weeks, but I've been quoting Optimus Prime's original Marvel Comics bio. Listed in the weaknesses section. It is said, outside of physical weaknesses, his only real weakness he could be accused of having is that he cares too much. He would be a more effective military commander if he were more ruthless, but then he would not be Optimus Prime. And yes, that is verbatim what the team bio said. He would be a more effective military commander if he were more ruthless, but then he would not be Optimus Prime.
This entire time I thought Neo the One was Jiva. Whoopsie.
Ooh, red energon. That stuff's explosive and regenerative. I don't know how that works either. It tastes like flaming hot, Kraken says. quoting a joke from a Transformers skit by Foxitron Prime,
More enemy
where they played this very game.
It's on serious.
Optimus Prime is a kind-hearted person that cares about humanity, but Bayformers made Optimus a psycho. Why change his character? Now, see, I know what they were trying to do with Optimus, but that doesn't mean they did it right. They wanted to show Optimus reaching his breaking point and becoming disillusioned with his own morality.
Never stood it.
If you want to see an Optimus that's pushed to his breaking point done right, look at Skybound. Skybound's Optimus Prime is barely online for a few days. The Decepticons are reactivated, Bumblebee is dead, the rest of his Autobots are either still in stasis, destroyed, or otherwise can't help. Ratchet being the only one up at the time. They have to abandon their ship as the Decepticons fully take it over. And all Optimus can do to stall them is destroy Teletran 1 to slow them down.
Also, Jetfire dies.
Jetfire, whom Optimus basically just barely met that day, dies in his arms. Then there's that scene with the deer, which all I can say is that is how you characterize Optimus Prime in a nutshell. Okay, I'll argue that IDW Optimus Prime had his good points and bad points, so it's really up to the individual. But I will agree with you wholeheartedly. Skybound Optimus Prime is one of my favorite iterations of the character to date. I hope they keep this up. The right mix of brutally effective in combat, but with the soft spark of a father figure.
Where the fuck it?
Flamethrower is too short range, you'll never hit it. Okay, you hit it anyway.
Nope. I accidentally activated this. This is why I need a controller.
Like, the way Optimus kind of sits there and processes just how fragile the Earth actually is. There's a really good comic dub sequence of his moments, and it really captures Optimus Prime's personality, both in terms of the writing and the person performing Optimus' voice. And like, again, showing an Optimus push to his breaking point, the key thing that Skybound does differently than favors beyond, you know, not making Optimus a murdering psychopath, is that when Optimus is pushed to that breaking point and is very ready to snap, instead of breaking, he pushes back. He willingly risks himself to use the Matrix to reestablish power to a hospital full of humans that Starscream deliberately knocked the power out for just to torture Optimus.
Towers dead ahead. Almost there.
Yeah, I do agree. Showing Optimus as basically what literally killing Unicron with kindness was a really Optimus Prime move. Even if some people say it makes no sense and complain about its mere existence.
Hey, people are entitled to their opinions, even if they're wrong.
That said, I very much appreciate Skybound and Earthspark for what they're doing, returning Optimus Prime to Robot Dad roots and doing everything in their power to undo the damage Bayformers did to his image. Like, have you noticed that even in Transformers Prime, like, he's not quite right.
Yeah. He's a little more...
I'm willing to forgive Transformers Prime because they do this to everybody, and there's a purpose to it. Transformers Prime was showing the kind of things, the weight of a war as long as the Cybertronian Civil War would do to people. These are tired, exhausted bots that just want the conflict to end. Honestly, who do I think the face of Transformers as a whole is? I think it's shared between Optimus and Bumblebee.
This wind current is too strong to pass through, even in vehicle
Because it honestly does depend on who you ask. For me personally, that face of Transformers is Optimus Prime. But there are people who would immediately associate the series with Bumblebee.
If in part because of the Bayformer movies, which, I mean, we talk shit about them all the time, and with good reason, but
they do have their place in the fandom. They are responsible for the rejuvenation of the series, whether we like it or not. Which is why, while I don't like them, I do accept them.
And it also helped boost Bumblebee's popularity.
Let's see Hasbro lose the trademark to his name now.
Yeah. In fact, it was very ballsy of Skybound to kill off Bumblebee.
By their own admission, they did it on a whim because they were so tired of how omnipresent Bumblebee had been lately. They wanted to kill him off, give everybody a break. And honestly, doing that, giving Cliffjumper the spotlight instead, I appreciate.
Yeah, because like for years, Cliffjumper has gotten
the short end of the stick, so to speak.
Yeah. Remember what happened to him in the Bumblebee movie? Jeez.
Yeah, unnecessary execution.
And in the IDW comics, specifically 2.0.
Oh god, that one was sad. He didn't end up dead as far as I know, but they took the "he looks just like Bumblebee" joke to its logical extreme by having him and Bumblebee be created by the Well of All Sparks on the same day, mere hours apart. And while Bumblebee got the fanfare that is usually typical of every bot that comes out of the Well of All Sparks, that is expected, as in they knew he was coming. They usually know when the Well of All Sparks is about to spit out another bot. They didn't know about Cliffjumper. He was basically alone for the first few minutes of his life.
That's just...
The only people nearby were the only ones who actually knew about him, one of which was Sentinel.
Oh!
And a very rude Sentinel at that. As if Sentinel has ever been anything but. like, I want you to keep in mind, one of the bots that is usually like, in that continuity, when you walk out of the well-evolved Spark, you want to know who the first face you're supposed to see is?
Your mentor?
You're supposed to be your mentor. On Cybertron, in the IDW 2.0 continuity, a mentor is effectively the equivalent of an adopted parent. This is a bot that is going to raise you and teach you everything you need to know to live on Cybertron. Cliffjumper didn't get that. In fact, Deathsaurus took him on a mission to take advantage of the fact that the people of the planet were technically colorblind and thought he was Bumblebee.
That's just mean, man.
Cliffjumper ended up single-handedly saving the population of that planet from Deathsaurus, because Deathsaurus had intended to effectively slaughter them all for her use of how... Well, effectively, he wanted to harvest them for how they could just create energon biologically.
Oof.
Cliffjumper, despite being outsized and outgunned by Deathsaurus, played his cards smart and won. And this planet is one I know he'd willingly go back to, because they realized fairly early on he wasn't Bumblebee. And when he saved them anyways, despite them attempting to shun him for not being the guy they built the statue of, they appreciated him after he saved their butts.
Yeah, I imagine.
They made a statue in his honor.
Almost didn't make that.
Okay, Neo, I'm gonna lay this out for you. This was my own personal opinion of you know, when Hasbro killed off Optimus Prime the first time. Killing him was a mistake. Bringing him back was a bigger one.
Because it showed that they couldn't, like, instead of sticking with the decision, they backed down.
And in doing so, they screwed over her Optimus Prime and his character development and basically said, we're not going to try to make you like him. We're not going to try to, you know, make him palatable. We're just going to ditch him. We're not going to try to convince you he's worth liking. We're just going to drop him. We give up.
Yeah.
The entitled brats who are locking themselves in their closets win. Which, I say this with sarcasm, but there were actually kids reported to have done that. And I would be lying if I said I didn't understand why. Optimus Prime was, like, I call him Robot Dad for a reason. He was a father figure. People got attached to him, especially kids.
It really didn't help that they just killed him off like that. Very unceremoniously.
Oh, it's even worse in the Marvel G1 comic.
How is it worse in the G1, the Marvel G1 comic?
So I'll give you the lesser of the two first. In Marvel UK, Optimus was ambushed by Decepticons and had to fight his way out. And for a while, we were convinced he was dead, but it turned out he had faked his death to lie low and recover until the time was right to come back and round his Autobots back up. In Marvel US, are you familiar with the video game incident?
Yes.
It's calling out to
That
those
was how they killed
Insecticons,
Optimus off.
somehow directing them.
I am very much aware.
So, for those who are not aware, there was an issue where Optimus, Megatron, and respective combiner teams, Optimus bringing Defensor, Megatron bringing Bruticus, they ended up fighting in a virtual world, a video game simulation, in order to prevent damage to a power plant they were attempting to fight over.
Already on it.
While the Autobots did win, and the deal was the loser King faction gets their leader blown up, Optimus actually insisted that they blow him up instead, and the Decepticons walk away scot-free because Optimus thinks he cheated by letting NPCs come to harm. NPCs that, by the admission of the game's own creator, are non-sapient and therefore could not feel a thing. Optimus wouldn't have it. He insisted he betrayed Autobot code by letting the NPCs come to harm, and he couldn't live with that. So he had himself get blown up, and let Megatron walk away scot-free despite Megatron technically losing, so the ideal play would have been to blow them both up.
Ow. Ow.
And here's where it gets ridiculous, if it wasn't already. Now, the people behind the comics knew that killing Optimus was gonna be a bad idea. People behind the movie thought so too, but they didn't have much of a choice in the matter. You want to know how they ended up creating their backdoor to bring Optimus back?
How?
They stored Optimus Prime's brain on a floppy disk.
Here. It will happen here.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. 4 million plus years of personality
Megatron.
fits on a standard size floppy disk.
Let's talk about more dying.
Damn!
Brutal!
I didn't even give him a
Overkill.
chance! Also, Bayformers 2 killed Optimus also. Yeah, but at that point, it's become like, it's become tradition.
The security system.
By that point, it happens so often, people are desensitized to it.
It's become a running gag.
Caltran 1.
Oh, he's gone and died again. Botheration! Most inconvenient.
I think his shortest death was in
How
animated.
do I shut down the security system?
Yes, because it lasted for less than a full minute.
Layer security protocol in place. You'll first need to disable 3 sub-generators. Once disabled, the primary generator will be vulnerable.
Autobots, transform.
And they
roll
legitimately did that just to get the death and rebirth thing out of the way so Hasbro wouldn't be down their throats about it.
Uplink activated.
So far as I know, there's only one continuity, one show where Optimus lived the entire way through without having any form of dying experience.
Which one?
That being Robots in Disguise 2001.
Oh. What about Earthspark?
So far, I'm not counting Earthspark because Earthspark's not finished.
Fair enough.
Because let's see. Technically, Optimus Primal died twice, 3 times in the Beast era?
Megatron must be stopped.
What are we waiting for?
Yeah, 3 times. Once in Beast Wars, twice in Beast Machines. Optimus died twice in... I'm sticking exclusively with the American versions here because if I include Japanese, it's gonna take forever. But he died twice in G1. He died once in Armada, came back, and then lived through the remainder of the trilogy.
Alright, actually... I'm gonna put in the heavy machine gun. I was gonna replace the flamethrower, but... I don't know. Should I? Because it's not that great.
Do what you gotta.
I think for now I'm just gonna stick with what I've got. Peter Cullen didn't like saying the words, they made him say in Bayformers. Yeah, I've heard that.
Oh, no, yeah, that is widely known info. You want to know what's even funnier? Peter Cullen is not the only voice of Optimus Prime to express distaste in the characterization of Optimus in the movies.
Really?
Gary Chalk spoke out about it too.
Damn.
Let me see.
Like, Gary Chalk had been voicing Optimus for about 10 years at that point, keep in mind. Between Beast Wars, Beast Machines, and the Unicron trilogy.
What we can make with these.
And he basically says outright that the person that is claiming to be Optimus Prime in those movies is just not Optimus Prime.
It's Crazy Steve.
It's Crazy Steve. There's no gentleness, there's no warmth. There is nothing there resembling Optimus Prime outside of some vague similarities in design.
Like, okay. Watch that version of Optimus become an actual Nemesis Prime and end up in a different universe.
And now you know the fan theory that was there for Scourge and Rise of the Beasts. I am not kidding.
Oh.
Let's go.
Until Rise of the Beasts came out, the popular fan theory behind Scourge with his alt mode and everything was that he was going to be the Bayformers Optimus, basically corrupted by Unicron, as if there was much to corrupt, and sent into another universe to be the herald for his arrival, fighting off another Optimus Prime who had a Matrix.
I just had an idea. Hold on.
Follow me.
Get rid of the heavy machine gun.
Neo says, I had a theory that maybe Bayformer's Optimus Prime was really Nemesis Prime the entire time, and the real Optimus was out there. You're both right and wrong.
What are we waiting for?
Technically, he was the real Optimus for that universe, but he did spend a little while as, quote, Nemesis Prime, unquote. Where the only real difference was that he had these glowing purple brainwashed eyes. And this is the running joke. There was so little difference between Nemesis Prime's characterization and that of Crazy Stevemus Prime that nobody could tell the difference.
I think that's fucking funny.
It's hilarious. Like, the fandom couldn't tell the difference between what was supposed to be Nemesis Prime and the normal Optimus Prime of this universe by this point. I don't know why they made him Nemesis Prime. They are two separate characters. Normally, yes. Normally, Nemesis Prime is supposed to be Optimus's clone, but more recently, for whatever godforsaken reason, Hasbro got it in their heads that they want the Nemesis Prime to be a reflection of the supposed darkness in Optimus Prime's spark. All the evil, dark impulses that he keeps at bay, given physical form. But, again, that's not Optimus Prime. That is out of character for him to have those kinds of impulses, or at the very least, to not manage them more effectively. I mean, you've seen the way I write Optimus Bear. You know those impulses are there, and you've seen how my Optimus Primes cope with that.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't Optimus Prime supposed to be incorruptible? See, this is the Batman argument right now.
All right.
We went from the Superman argument to the Batman argument. Like, Optimus isn't supposed to be perfect. He can be allowed to make mistakes. But he's so stubbornly on the side of protect the squishies that he's supposed to be impossible to convince otherwise. Not necessarily incorruptible, just stubborn.
Why don't the Insecticons attack us? Not that I'm complaining.
Strange. They don't seem to notice us. There's something different about these Insecticons.
Alright, let's see here. We got kickback. I think that's shrapnel. There's bombshell. Or, no, that's still shrapnel. Was there not a bombshell?
I think he blew it up.
There's bombshell.
And yes, I am excited for Transformers Reactivate. I've seen the design for Optimus Prime in that game, and it looks sick! I wish I'd been able to get that multi-pack, but alas. Can't wait to see what you do with Wheeljack when it's his turn. But yes.
I drop kicked him! Sorry.
So, Neo, I'm gonna share a little thing with you. Do you want to know how I've made it clear that I do, like, write fanfics for Transformers, and I do write for Optimus Prime in those fanfics. Would you like to know what I keep at the core of that Optimus Prime portrayal there? What the absolute center of any given Optimus Prime depiction I write is? I can attribute it to a quote, not even necessarily from the character, but by Peter Cullen himself. If you're gonna be a hero, be a real hero. Don't be the Hollywood type hero with the shouting and the bravado and the guns and the BS. Be strong enough to be gentle.
Which, fun fact, that actually came from his
By
brother.
his brother.
Yeah.
That was said by his brother, Larry.
Who was a soldier.
A Marine.
Marine.
And he said this about the day that Peter Cullen was preparing to go in to audition for Optimus. And these words are sticking with Peter the entire time. And as he's trying to figure out what kind of voice to give Optimus, and he's there in the recording booth, what comes out is effectively just Larry. Those words, be strong enough to be gentle, be a real hero, that was what started coming out. When you hear Peter Cullen talking as Optimus Prime, he's effectively channeling his brother.
The stronger currents should now be weakening. The next two sub-generators are now accessible. Shut them down in any sequence.
And it is that mindset that makes me write Optimus the way I do.
I love that
Do
they're
you guys
just...
have any problems with human characters in Transformers stories? It depends on the human.
Yeah. Like, I usually don't mind human characters. Keep in mind, like, I've watched a lot of Godzilla movies as a kid. I really don't have a problem with human characters in Transformers.
In my specific case, I don't mind human characters as much. What irks me is when the human character is depicted in such a way that I feel like you could have written them so much better, and here we are. The two biggest offenders being Sam from the movies and Kicker from Transformers Energon, at least for me. Where I can see potential for making these characters absolutely likable, lovable even, and having them be someone that an audience could actually want to watch. And you just did not use the right character here. You did not make the right choices.
In terms of human characters that I like,
Can we count Sorry, considering the twist behind her?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say yes.
Because she was raised human.
And technically is at least part human because her protoform scanned Isaac and copied his DNA.
Yeah. So far, my favorite humans, McAdams Vintage Oil from the old oil house. That's...
I love that reference. There's apparently also a billboard advertising a Whitley Keys repair service.
You seem to be off point from
People
your
want
destination.
Transformers on
Please
Cybertron with no
reconfirm.
humans. Earth humanizes the Autobots as they learn to grow closer with them.
Wiki
Yes, I
Auto
can
Repairs
actually-
and Tow Service.
Yeah, see, there we go. And yeah, I agree with you, Neo. Like, no humans in a Transformers story set on Cybertron. I mean, that's fine, but I don't mind humans being there because they do serve a narrative purpose. Humans are a big part of what ends up endearing the Autobots to the Earth, and is a big driving force in why they may end up wanting to protect our planet. As far as my favorite humans go, I like the ones in G1 because they actually do take steps to be useful. Spike and Sparkplug end up doing repair work alongside Ratchet a lot. It's for that same reason that I like the kids in Transformers Prime, because they're attempting to make themselves useful as often as possible.
Didn't the ones in Armada also try to make themselves useful?
Yes, Cybertron too. The kids in Armada stuck around in order to help find the Minicons and lend another 3 pairs of eyes to the Autobots. Like, while you guys are out doing the fighting, we'll just sneak in and grab the Minicon. It's all good.
Yeah, the Decepticons aren't going to notice a bunch of squishies running around.
Except for the few times they did.
Well, let's not talk about that. But,
And hey, it's because of them that Starscream has, one human in particular, that Starscream started having his crisis of faith and really thinking about what he wanted to do with himself.
But, for me, my favorite humans have got to be from the more recent live-action movies, like Bumblebee and Rise of the Beasts.
Yes, yes. They are much better written than the Bayformers humans.
Like, the girl from Bumblebee, I really
Charlie.
like. She's the one that helps Bumblebee, like, just figure out who he is beyond his designation.
Who gave him a name, a home, and a friend.
Yep.
That movie was so full of heart. It was really a good time.
And also, like, in Rise of the Beasts, trying to remember the guy's name. Noah. He was pretty good too. Even if in the beginning he was kind of a shit, because
like
he was more concerned he was more concerned about his brother and protecting his family than anything else, which is completely understandable, because
You know what I call Noah?
What?
I call him Kicker Done Right.
Alrighty.
For people who know Transformers Energon, this is basically one of the biggest comments I could give. Kicker done right. The idea of a human who's initially closed off to the bots, more interested in his own affairs, gradually warming up and opening up to the bots. In turn, the bots warming up and opening up to him.
And there's also the fact that during the final battle, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen the movie, during the final battle, Mirage gives him a battle suit that lets him fight alongside them.
Dude gets right into the thick of it and throws hands with the Terracon.
Yeah. And at the end of that movie, he did, like, because of his heroism, he was recruited by G.I. fucking Joe. Think about that.
I wonder what code name they'd give him, if any.
Considering his skill set, Um,
Like if they'd use an existing one or come up with a new one.
like he was good with audio equipment, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like cross-cut, crosswire. I'd have to check if those needs are taken.
I remember High Tech being one of the ones in Sigma 6. He worked with technical stuff, which included the audio equipment. And consider this guy surrounds himself an alien robot. What about Hardwire?
That also works.
Yeah, good one, Neil. So, anyways, some of the humans I did like. I mentioned the kids from Transformers Cybertron, and funny enough, them actually being useful like that was an invention of the dub.
Really?
The Omega signal, the Omega frequency, did not exist in the original Japanese dub.
Right. Sorry, you said Cybertron and I thought Transformers Prime. That is my bad.
Nobody's ever gonna top Agent Fowler, but we'll get to him.
I kind of want there to be a live action Agent Fowler.
Yes, have him working with G.I. Joe.
Exactly!
I mean, it was your idea in the first place to make him and Hawk freaking buddies.
Yes! Long Haul Mixmaster.
I'll now accept your
Wrong button.
unconditional surrender, jerks.
Neo says his favorite G.I. Joe operative is Snake Eyes.
Makes sense.
The Silent Ninja. That's not the like.
Snake Eyes is essentially the Soundwave of
The prime sound wave of G.I. Joe.
yeah.
Shut down the sub-generator.
Incredibly off-putting to enemies. Someone that his allies would rather have around at all times.
One sub-generator remains. Once disabled, the primary generator is exposed.
And very, very good at what he does.
Wait, where's Mixmaster?
You knocked him in the water.
I did? Ah!
I don't know, I'm joking.
Because I'm not seeing his... Oh, wait a minute. Well, the other guy's body's gone too.
Yeah, they despawn. My headcanon is that you knocked them into the water.
Scarlet and Snake Eyes used to be a couple in the comics. I can believe that.
They also crossed over with the bot multiple times in comics.
Yep.
Including the one time RC got shipped with Bumblebee.
And then Bumblebee was killed, I believe.
RC, so Bumblebee, he offers to race RC back to base. And RC tells him, as confident as we can, if you manage to beat me, I'll rotate your tires when we get back. Bumblebee speeds forward with a cheerful wahoo before immediately getting caught and killed by Serpentor.
What? Okay, first of all, let me unpack that. What the fuck did she mean by that?
Nobody knows. With the boss, it's a 50-50 chance. That was a euphemism. It was being.
You cut off there.
With Transformers, it's a 50-50 chance. She was either using a. Being very, very literal.
Oh.
Because remember, Autobots, cars.
Which doesn't necessarily itself have to be romantic. You know, clearly just like, oh yeah, I have a piece of this. You ever work that? Oh, that'd be awesome. It just feels nice. So it's like, yeah.
Kraken suggests it could just be analogous to a shoulder massage.
Ah.
Considering Bumblebee's reaction, I'm not sure.
What's our thoughts on Windblade?
Oh yeah, you're gonna do that? Sure. Holy shit.
Shoo! So my thoughts on Windblade is that, honestly, I'm fine with her. Windblade was cool.
I was just okay with her for a long time. Cyberverse is what made me love the character.
I mean, I loved it in the IDW comics. She always had to deal with Starscream's bullshit.
Hey, Seki.
Hi, Seki.
Giant robot throwing hands. Indeed.
Yep.
Welcome to Giant Robot Week, Seki.
Yep. And Giant Robot Week is already falling apart because yesterday we played Nier Replicant because, well, I'm trying to get back into Nier Replicant so we can finally finish that fucking game. And also on Friday we may not be streaming at all because I have a friend coming over.
We'll just split Giant Robot Week into 2 parts. That's all.
Yep.
What started off as an intentional tribute to the Tsunami block and Its Giant Robot Week is just turning into whatever this is. Seki says whatever this is, I support it.
We are all week. We are supposed to play Giant Robot games.
Like, there will be a day we tackle SD Gundam Battle Alliance.
Mm-hmm. And we will also be taking a look at 2 particular games I quite enjoy. Shogo Mobile Armor Division.
Just a moment.
And, Xenogears.
Up to now, we've just been kind of talking Transformers opinions.
Yep.
So, Neo, you were saying? Okay, that is a loaded question, and I have to be very clear here. In only one continuity is this actually the case. Only one. Optimus Prime is the 13th Prime only in the case of the Alliance continuity, that being the War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron games, and Transformers Prime TV show. Along with its sequel, Robots in Disguise 2015, and the Rescue Bots spin-offs. In all of the continuities, this is not the case. In most other continuities, Prime is just a rank that he happens to have. Optimus Prime is a Prime in name only in most of the good continuities.
I hit the button by accident, damn it.
So, to reiterate, short version, no, Optimus is not the 13th Prime unless you're talking the Transformers Prime TV show.
There were hints of it in the IDW comics, but I believe they lampshaded that.
The idea was that whether or not it was actually true was never important. In the case of IDW 1.0.
No one gets by the Constructicons.
Okay, so in this case, Neo, here's a rumor that I'm sticking with until the movie actually comes out and we know for sure. The rumor goes that Peter Cullen is playing Optimus Prime in this movie. Chris Hemsworth is only really playing Orion Pax, or young Optimus Prime. Things go as I sort of expected them to, then the instant he switches from Orion Pax to Optimus Prime, they'll switch his voice too. And then we'll get Peter Cullen back, because what I remember saying, Peter Cullen sounded excited to be a part of this movie too. Yeah, Megatron and Frank Welker. Apparently they got another person from Marvel to play Megatron. I just don't remember who. Ideally, I want to see a Transformers project start up with David Kay and Gary Chalk back as Megatron and Optimus respectively. But that's mostly just my nostalgia talking, as they were my first Megatron and Optimus.
As you can see, I am now in control of the greatest Cybertronian mission ever undertaken.
It cannot be. The Proud Star.
And finally the diodes tumble. I am simply going to hasten the Insecticons'
Yeah, Seki.
Yeah.
It is fucking badass.
Cyberforming this city.
Also,
With me at
yeah,
the
I
helm,
agree with you,
the
Neo. I
entire
hope
planet will
that
be
this movie
transformed in mere
does well,
days.
as long as it's
You
written
plan
well.
to cyberform Earth.
Let me
Because it'd be the
correct you,
first fully
Optimus
animated
Prime.
Transformers movie in theaters
I
in a
don't
long time.
plan to do anything. I have already started.
But the Earthlings.
Will die.
Alrighty, we finished chapter 1. Wheeljack is now a playable character.
If I adjust the ectosphere modular like so,
I guess we'll have to play a little further in to unlock Grimlock.
so that
I believe we have to beat the game to get Grimlock. Of course he has wrenches.
You laugh, but few sites have more bots and cons alike running in pure terror than the sight of Wheeljack brandishing tools on the battlefield.
Speaking of, I'm gonna give him Devastator's Drill.
Also, the Energon Cutters. Hey! Hot Rod wants his back.
I actually gave one to Prime.
Oh, that's hilarious. It would have been cool if Transformers did a crossover with DC. Yeah, it would be neat.
Yeah.
It would also mean the Transformers could have been a part of both Marvel and DC at some point.
Requires a key code.
where do we access the key code?
A sentry bot has been deployed, which will transfer the key code to the nearest Cybertronian if it is destroyed. Its location is
We are
highlighted on your
now
map.
with one of my 3 most played Autobots in this game.
Okay. I just phased right through that.
Optimus?
I think my favorite portrayal of Wheeljack to date as far as
Another
voices
time,
goes
friend.
is actually
I'll
Earthspark.
better stay on task.
From his accent to the sheer infectious joy he has in his voice whenever he's talking about one of his projects. And of course, who could forget Dad 2?
Yeah.
After all, Twitch scared your drone, no, because you built it. Like, doesn't that make you family too?
I love how
Originally,
at
Wheeljack
first,
said no.
yeah, I love how at first Wheeljack's like, no. But he
And
comes
after
around to it.
After spending some time with the Maltos, he's like, you know what? Screw it, I'm in. Right? You spawn of a glitch, I'm in.
Damn it, I missed him. Fuck it.
We are just about at 2 hours.
Alrighty. Oh! That's what his E button does. Makes a shield.
Yeah. And I love his overpowered finisher move. He invents something that just kind of looks like he tried to make a blender or something and yeets it into the opponent, which explodes on contact.
Yeah.
So, fun fact, you know how I said Bumblebee's character model in this game is based on his Classics toy?
Mm-hmm.
Wheeljack is based on his Universe 2.0 toy, otherwise known as the first round of Generation.
Interesting.
A toy that also was used for track. Which is why Wheeljack has that backpack on him.
Ah. To be fair, if you shoot wildly in any direction, you'll eventually hit something.
Spray and pray is called that for a reason. You want to call it? I'm down to 43%.
Yeah. Might as well. Alrighty. Let's just back out of here first. Thank you all for watching. This has been Vegas Bear 92.
And Mekumon.
And Taro was here earlier. And we
Time
will
to transform and roll on home.
Yeah. We will be back tomorrow with more Giant Robot Week. As for what we'll be playing, I don't know yet. But
take care of yourselves.
Until then, see y'all later.